Welcome back, my water signs. This is your reading for August 2026. Today we're looking at Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And let's see what Spirit has for what message Spirit has for you. As always, this is a collective reading. Some of it may apply, some of it may not. But I guarantee you, even if you feel that it doesn't apply to you, throughout the month, you're going to say, something's going to happen. You're going to say, wait a minute, what Sage Tarot said actually came to be. So I just want you to keep an open mind, an open heart, and an open spirit, and just let these messages speak to you, come back. If they resonate, if what came out in the cards is for you or has come to you, please come put in the comments and let us know what you think and what's going on. All right, let's start. As always, we're going to start with a reading, with a card from the universe. This is a energy coming into the month for you. It's an oracle deck. We use the Moonology cards. Okay, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Alrighty, so we have the full moon and eclipse, and conclusions are coming within reach. Have you been struggling with something? Have you been waiting for a cycle to end? Have you been working on a project and almost finished, or you're almost there? It is going to happen during this month of August. The energy is coming through for you. So whatever has been going on, is going to come to an ending, is going to be finished, all right? So I want you to be ready for that. And you know what that is. Maybe it's a relationship, okay? We're going to look at the rest of our cards, and we're going to see, because maybe that'll give you a little bit more insight to what those conclusions are. As always, we're going to look at the house of interpersonal relationships. What does this have to say to you? Is there romance coming? Is there something going on with your current romance? Is it a family issue? Okay. This has to do with people, emotions, your relationships with them, your communication with them, right? So let's see, what kind of reading, Spirit? What do we have? What's the message for interpersonal relationships for our water signs? I love this deck. It shuffles so nice. The cards are they're sturdy, but yet they're very flexible. Can you hear that? And I like them because they're great for videos. You can actually see what the images are. There's so many decks out there, but they don't translate well to video. So I find these, to be the best ones. All right, interpersonal relationships. Okay, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, the 10 of Pentacles is usually a card of inheritance, of monies, of property, of material items coming your way, usually from someone else or something else. It's usually something that you don't really have to work hard for. It's almost like a gift. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is something that you've worked very hard from, right? It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's the end of the cycle. And the best example I can give of that is a 401k. You put money in throughout your life, and then when you retire, you get the benefits of that. You get all that money from your 401k back. That's kind of how you can look at this 10 of Pentacles. It's a reverse though, okay? And meaning that whatever you've been waiting or whatever you feel is owed to you isn't going to come to you, okay, at this point in time. Always remember, we're talking about a month's reading. It doesn't mean it won't happen later. We're talking about August. So whatever you feel is owed to you isn't going to come at this time. However, we now need to put this in the context of relationships, okay? So, is there someone in your life that you feel is beholden to you, owes you something, okay? That you've been giving to them, but they haven't reciprocated. Someone that you've invested time in. Maybe it's a relationship, right? I can, best example I can think of, or one of the examples, you've been dating someone for 3 years. And in your mind, it's like, hey, I've committed 3 years of my life to you. When are we getting engaged? And that person just doesn't agree with you and feels, well, not now or never. So that's kind of like how I could see the Ten of Pentacles in reverse in regards to a relationship. Something that you've put money in, something you've, not money, relationship, effort, emotions, part of you've invested, and now, and you're with the anticipation that it's going to come back to you, but it really hasn't, right? Let's look at maybe, because we looked at kind of a romantic relationship, but let's also look at friends and family. Karma. You're always putting you're the, what's the word? It's on the tip of my tongue. The people pleaser. You're a people pleaser kind of person, okay? You're always there for everyone. When everybody needs help, you're the one to jump in. You're the one that's always nicey-nicey. When there's an argument or disagreement, you bite your tongue, you go along with it. And part of being a people pleaser is that by doing so, the other person is going to like me, is going to accept me, is going to see me. They're going to see me, okay? However, because it is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, all this people-pleasing behaviors that you've put out there is just going to smack you back in the face, showing you that these people are not seeing you, are not loving you, are not accepting you. And I'm not saying you're going to do anything malicious, but your expectations are not going to be met, all right? I don't know if that makes sense to you. But that's how we can see this pentacle of Ten of Pentacles in a interpersonal relationship with others. Let's take a look at your material house, okay? This is a house of resources. This is a house of concrete items. It could be money. It could be the roof over your head, right? It could be your job. It could be your school. This is something more relating to tangibles in your life, okay? And let's see what we got to hear from Spirit in regards to you two. Okay, the Hangman. Okay, don't you love these cards? Aren't they beautiful? The Hangman in your house of resources. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, Spirit was just downloading some stuff in my head because they have a couple of different messages. One is the Hangman is a card of, I don't want to say solitude, like solitude is more of a hermit, but it is a card of retreat. It's a card of stepping out of your daily activity and just using that time to reflect. Okay? It's a card of reflection. It's a card of perspective, looking at your life differently, analyzing your life, okay? And this is what I want. It's almost, to me, it's like when you take a weekend of being by yourself and just relaxing and looking at your life, That's a weekend as opposed to a hermit. To me, a hermit is more like taking a month and a year. That's more bigger. Okay. This is more like you're taking a break. You need to start looking at things. You need to start analyzing your life a little bit. You need to connect with spirituality, right? And let universe talk to you. Let your spirit guides talk to you. It's a time of the spirit is saying a martyrdom, right? Like you're a martyr, but for some reason that word doesn't feel right to me. So give me 1 second while spirit and I kind of have a conversation why he wants me to use martyrdom. All right. Okay. All right. You see how this is like a cross? And he's kind of hung upside down, almost like, in Christianity, they would hang the Christians upside down or whatever. He's kind of like a little martyr. Okay, the reason why Spirit is telling me about your material resources and feeling like a martyr is because, once again, it goes back to this card where materially, not just emotionally, materially, you're the one that's always doing, giving, and you're the one that's getting shitted on, okay? You're being shitted on, okay? It's almost like right now I'm seeing a very different perspective on this card as well, because it's almost like you're being hung from a cross, like you're the person at work that you're always helping others, but nobody helps you. You're the one that was basically given a project or something to clean up, and you did it so well that you get punished for doing it well by being given more work. Okay? You're the one that's the scapegoat. You're the one that's the sacrificial lamb. You're the one that's always being put out there. And I guess that's why all of this is coming together for Spirit, and the message that Spirit is trying to give to you. So materialistically, you're the one that's always there. You're the one that's always giving a handout. But when you need a handout, people are not giving it to you. One example I can give is everybody is a GoFund. You're always giving GoFund, whether it's a $5 or $50, whatever. You come from the heart. You're always giving, okay? But now you need help. You set up a GoFund and nobody contributes, okay? That's kind of like what I'm seeing here with your materialistic views. And, right, because you're the one that's, and I'm not saying you're trying to be a martyr. I'm just saying you're being treated like one. You're being shit on. And because that's happening, that's why you're taking a break from everybody and you're re-examining your life. It goes right back to the original message of perceptions and looking at things from a different way. Hope that makes sense to you. Let's take a look at your challenges for the month of August. All right. Water signs. This is a very strong reading for you this month. Okay? It's a strong reading because people are really, you're such good people. You're an emotional sign, okay? You're a water sign. You have a lot of passion and emotion. And you lead with the heart, unlike our Aries who lead with the head. You lead with the heart. And when people fuck you over or do things, it really, really hurts you. Now, the challenge is that all this stuff that we've been talking about, okay, is going to feel like this, 10 of Swords. Okay? It's really going to affect you this month. Okay? All that stuff is really going to more than usual. It's going to affect you mentally. It's going to affect the way emotionally, you know, it's going to just create a lot of stress. And that's the challenge. The challenge is that not to let this stuff get to you. And that's very hard. Okay. That's why it's a challenge. Okay. That's why, having, the Ten of Swords in a challenge position is you're being challenged to not let this get the best of you. Obviously, the card came out. Obviously, it's going to impact you. Obviously, it's going to hurt. It's going to cause some pain. However, you're being challenged to not let it get as bad as it could get for you, okay? Because sometimes real shit happens, but we make it worse in our heads. We play that scenario over and over. We overthink it. We start looking at the receipts. Well, if they do this, this is what I'm going to do. And we start having these battles in our heads when we feel that we have not been treated right, okay? That goes back to being a martyr, okay? Oh, why is everybody out to get me? Oh, why is everybody fucking with me when I'm there for everybody else, okay? Don't let that happen to you. Don't let this rule the rest of your month, right? I told you, damn. Let's see what your strengths are, because it's good to know what Spirit wants to show us about our strengths to help us get through all this. Whew. You know what? I'm looking at, and I can't flip the camera over. I'm just not designed to do that, right? But I'm looking at the very first oracle card, and it says conclusions are within reach. And I know I'm posting this towards the middle of the month, so maybe what Spirit is trying to say is that for my water signs, you've already been experiencing this, but not to worry, because by the end of the month, it's going to come to an ending. All right, strength, King of Cups. That's you. It's a water sign. That is you, my water signs. Okay, Spirit is reminding us. Okay, because the king is the master, the king is the boss, the king is like the highest level you can reach, right? And because we're talking about a cups, which is a water sign, this is the boss of your emotions. You are the king of your emotions. So that's the strength. That's what Spirit wants you to remember, that when you're the boss, nobody can tell you how to feel. Nobody can control your feelings. You are the master of your feelings. You are the master of your destiny, okay? So while we're challenged to deal with this and not get into that negative space, we have to remember that we actually have the strength, okay? We have the strength. Because some of you might be like, well, Sage, how am I going to do that? Oh, I don't know how to do it. Oh, my feelings, this, and that. And Spirit is like, chill, breathe, calm yourself, meditate. Remember, you are the king of cups, all right? You are the master. You are in control of your emotions, okay? So it's a challenging month, or we're coming out of a challenging month for you. I think it's a good reading, because I think it's stuff that's been happening for a while, and now you're finally at a place where you're like, you know what, I need to pull back and look at some of these behaviors and some of these relationships, and you have the tools to do it. You have the tools. That's the king. All right, let's take a look at your magical spell cards. Universe, we're going to ask you to give us a spell that we can chant during this month. for our water signs to help them deal with some of these issues. What's the message that you have? Okay, safe travels. Okay, let's see. Keep me safe and let me roam. Far away, bring me home. Keep me safe and let me roam. Far away, but bring me home. Keep me safe and let me roam. Far away, but bring me home. Okay. All right. So for each of you, this is going to mean something different. For some of you, this little hiatus might be you're going to take a weekend trip. Okay? You're going to leave. You need a weekend away. You might go hang out with some friends. You might just take a solidarity trip. You might do a beach trip or in the forest or whatever, the river. And basically, remember to ask Spirit to walk with you, to guide you, to keep you safe. And that's in a physical sense. Now, keep me safe and let me roam, far away but bring me home. This can also be in your mental space, okay? Spirit is reminding you that when you let your thoughts and your imagination roam, right? When we're sitting there and we're like, oh, we're contemplating our world and our livelihood, and our brain is just going down that rabbit hole. To keep you safe and bring you back to reality. Now, keep you safe from what? Keep you safe from falling into a depression, keeping you safe from anger, keeping you safe from migraines and headaches, okay? And to bring you back to reality, bring you back to a state of stability and balance, okay? So while we are mentally traveling or even astral traveling, we are asking Spirit, and Spirit is telling us that we need to be safe and ask the universe to bring us back home, all right? So this can either be a physical travel or a mental or spiritual travel. Okay. All right, my water signs. I'm going to struggle trying to find a correct title for this video. Hopefully clicked when you see it. If not, just write some suggestions on the bottom of what you would name this video. All right, I'll see you in September. Take care. Happy Lionsgate. Bye-bye.